Let me show you how we turned an antique headboard that was $50 and turned it into our dream hood vent cover. We started by building 3 frame boxes out of 2x4s. We built our frames so that the interior dimensions were almost exactly the same as our range hood size. The fit needs to be snug. We started by installing the frame box that the range hood will actually attach to. This box is installed 36 inches above our stove. We used lag bolts and wood screws to secure it to the wall studs. Next, we installed another frame box about 2.5 inches below the first box. The range hood will also be attached to this box, but only from the back. Finally, we installed the third and final frame box so that it was flush with the ceiling. If you're thinking this looks a little flimsy, just wait. Once all the frame boxes were in, we installed 2x4 supports into the ceiling joists and screwed the top frame box into those as well. Then we added 4 more 2x4 supports in each of the 4 corners, connecting the 3 frames together. If our range hood was smaller, we could have built the entire frame on the ground and then attached it, but this just would have been way too heavy for us to lift. Next, we installed the actual range hood. Ours is a cabinet insert style, so it attaches from the back and also from the top. We also had to run the wire and create a new outlet for the range hood to plug into. There was no existing range hood in this spot because we expanded the kitchen, so we had to basically start from scratch. Finally, it's time for the pretty and fun part. The main reason we decided to DIY our own kitchen hood was because we have champagne taste on a juice box budget, but also because we wanted something gorgeous and timeless and unique for the space. While I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, I came across this gorgeous antique headboard for $50. We started by cutting the headboard down to the correct height. Next, I cleaned it off really well and then used Old English scratch cover for dark wood. This filled in all of the small scratches and just really brought the wood back to life. To attach the headboard to the frame, we used clamps to hold it in place while we made sure it was centered over the stove. Next, we drilled small holes from the front into the frame. We did this first because I didn't want the wood to crack. I would have literally cried for days. After the holes were drilled, we used 2.5-inch wood screws to secure the headboard onto the frame. We weren't able to detach the headboard from the back because of the way our frame was built, so we were left with some screw holes. But that wasn't a huge deal because we used stainable wood filler to fill in the screw holes and then just went over them with early American stain. I didn't have enough headboard left to cover the sides, so I ended up having to use 2 pieces of panel board. I cut them down to size, sanded them smooth with 220 grit sandpaper, and then stained them with the same early American stain. It was a super close match and honestly my favorite stain. Attaching the side pieces into the frame was simple. I just put them in place and then used wood screws. I filled and stained the screw holes the same way. Finally, I applied a coat of wax finish to the entire hood vent cover. This layer will protect the wood and keep it looking new. And that's it. This little DIY range hood literally saved me thousands of dollars. I love the character, charm, and warmth this adds to our kitchen. I know it's not for everyone, but this is definitely my favorite project we've ever done. You can find the complete tutorial at southernyankeediy.com and follow along for more budget home improvement updates.